The passing of O.J. Simpson, who's passed away with cancer. Couple of things. Anybody remember the famous SNL sketch? That coming up. And I never knew Mr. Screamathon Man was a big friend of O.J. Leah Terrell. Who knew? Why don't I just dive into a conspiracy theory right here? A moment, please, for Khloe Kardashian, who potentially is having a... well, if you believe the rumours, OJ was her papa. Just sharing a rumour with you.
Wonderful! Whoa!
Oh, Frank, everyone should have a friend like you.
Ow! Damn it, Peter, stop it! I gotta tell you, you're pissing me off worse than when I watched the OJ verdict with my old roommate.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty.
Yes. What the hell? What? Maybe we should get new roommates.
Yeah, maybe we should.
And of course, Leo Terrell's got to make sure he picks up his check by having something to whine, whinge, and moan about, even when paying tribute to his close buddy, O.J. Simpson. Guilty!
Just going to ask everybody to be quiet for a moment. We have on the phone with us as well Robert Higgins, who lives in the neighborhood and is on the ground and can see inside the van. Mr. Higgins.
Yes, how are you?
Just about as tense as you are, sir.
Oh, my Lord, this is quite the tensest.
What can you see?
Oh, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the van, and I see O.J. kind of slouching down, looking very, very upset. Now, look at here. He look very upset. I don't know what he gonna be doing.
Can you see him doing anything specific? Is he merely sitting there?
He is just sitting around, just looking like he'd be very nervous.
Can you hear anything, Mr. Higgins?
It's just too much commotion. I be in the back of a news van, so I can't really hear that good, but I can see it all. And I see O.J. I see O.J., man, and he looks scared. And I would be scared because there's cops all deep in this.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
And baba booey to y'all.
The driveway of O.J. Simpson's home in Brentwood. Clearly an effort being made to have him come out of the vehicle. In the doorway of the house, his friend, Al Cowling.
Peter, by the way, just for the record, this is Al Michaels. That was a totally farcical call. Lest anybody think that was somebody who was truly across the street. That was not. He said something in code at the end that's indicative of the mentioning of the name of a certain radio talk show host.
Okay, thanks, Al.
So he was not there.
All right, we have them on every coast. Thank you very much. Not the first time nor the last time will have been had, but...
Hey, X-World. Hospice? Hospice? You talking about hospice? No, I'm not in any hospice. I don't know who put that out there, but whoever put that out there, I guess is like the Donald say, can't trust the media. In any event, I'm hosting a ton of friends.
First of all, there's the
for
name.
The Super Bowl here in
How
Las
did you
Vegas.
get it?
All
did
is
it make
well.
you feel different or special as a kid?
So, hey,
well, as a kid,
take care. Have a
was the
good
only name
Super
I
Bowl
knew.
weekend.
As a matter of fact, I think I was in the 3rd grade. I had transferred schools in San Francisco. My family had moved, and when all the kids are sitting there and the teachers are calling out your name and want you to sit down, and they'd call out every name, and I was still standing there, and she says, well, she went through the list, and she says, are you Orenthal? And I said, no. She said, what's your last name? I said, Simpson. She says, Orenthal. And I kind of sensed, well, maybe it was something I didn't know, and I sat down. Well, when I got home that day, I said, Mom, what's my name? Because all my life they'd called me O.J.
You're getting in trouble now and then.
Most of the trouble I was involved in had to do with aggression. And I was a pretty aggressive kid, and you grow up in a neighborhood government housing projects. You have to be a member of a club, and so most of it was what kids do. You go to parties, you crash parties, you get into fights, you be pretty aggressive. But I was always a pretty good athlete.
Ow! Damn it, Peter, stop it! I gotta tell you, you're pissing me off worse than when I watched the OJ verdict with my old roommate.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty.
Yes. What the hell? What? Maybe we should get new roommates.
Yeah, maybe we should.
And of course, Leo Terrell's got to make sure he picks up his check by having something to whine, whinge, and moan about, even when paying tribute to his close buddy, O.J. Simpson. Guilty!
The privilege to know O.J. Simpson and the family and get to have that inside information, and I portrayed that information on trial. I mean, on public with appearances on television. I think what Eric brought up is very true to the extent that there's a lot about that case that the American public does not know, and probably unfortunately will not know because of attorney-client privilege and privacy issues. But it changed it changed how cases are presented, especially when you have those cameras in the courtroom. And you talk about cameras in the courtroom, they could be effective, Harris, and they could be destructive because all of a sudden the players inside the courtroom start playing to the cameras.
You know, I have to ask about this case because you heard me say it. It is true. He was ultimately acquitted of the double murders. But it changed his life forever, too. He couldn't live the way that he thought he could. I mean, he certainly wasn't going to have endorsements after that. And he sought a different type of lifestyle that eventually ended up seeing him put in prison anyway.
Yes, and let me tell you right now, Harris, you know, the legal justice system, as far as the acquittal, he was acquitted. But in the court of public opinion, he was found guilty.
That's right.
It destroyed his professional and personal career. He was a pariah. And basically, he accepted that life. Whenever he tried to reintroduce himself into the public in the late 90s, early 2000s, the public said, no way. And then you had the criminal case in Nevada that some people felt was, quote, justification. As a lawyer, I have a problem with that issue. I have a situation, the situation in Nevada is totally unrelated to what happened involving Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. But after that situation in Nevada, after he got released, he basically accepted the fact, Harris, that his life was going to be of a private citizen and no more public celebrity status.
Wow. Simpson held the NFL single-season rushing record from 2000.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case...